Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being at the San Diego History Center. My name is Bill Lawrence, and I am the president and CEO for this organization. Last year, the San Diego History Center launched the first exhibition of its kind here in Balboa Park, focused on San Diego's LGBTQ+ community. And just a few weeks ago, as the world paused to reflect on Stonewall 50 years ago, we expanded this exhibition to shine a spotlight on the art and advocacy of drag, a tribute to the legendary drag queens of San Diego. Our LGBT community plays a vital role in shaping San Diego's vibrant history. And we are proud to be allies and share all that brave LGBTQ+ leaders have done and continue to do to make San Diego a more inclusive, diverse, and safe place for all. And this work needs to continue. Today, we are honored to be hosting this kickoff event ahead of the annual San Diego Pride Parade and Festival. I would like to recognize some of the leaders we have gathered with us today, including Mayor Kevin Faulconer, City Council members Chris Ward and Jen Campbell, Fernando Lopez, Executive Director for San Diego LGBT Pride, Representative Tony Duran from the Office of California State Senate Pro Tem Tony Atkins, Nick Serrano, representing the Office of Assemblymember Todd Gloria, and also co-chair of the Board of Directors for San Diego Pride. The Very Reverend Penny Bridges, Dean of St. Paul's Episcopal Cathedral, Monica Redmond, Lead Talent Acquisition Specialist at UC San Diego Health, and many members of the Mayor's LGBT Advisory Committee, including co-chairs Susan Jester and Nicole Murray Ramirez. Now, without further ado, it's my honor to introduce Mayor Faulconer. Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Bill, thank you. Thank you for hosting us, and it's a pleasure to be here with so many great San Diegans, and especially this person right. I'm looking at you, Nicole. Hello, co-chair with Susan Jester, LGBT committee, and I just wanted to say, and for somebody that don't know, Nicole was one of the founders of the Pride Parade in the mid-'70s. And so as we stand here today, I want to thank the San Diego History Center and this magnificent piece of San Diego history that has been here now for several months for so many San Diegans and visitors from around the world to come and be a part of it and to enjoy it as we stand here this morning to help kick off Pride Week, and what a great, fun, and important week that is for us every year for San Diegans from all walks of life. And as we stand here this morning and in anticipation of the Pride Parade and Festival, I would also mention, of course, that it is one of our largest events that we are very, very proud of in this city, that we will have over 300,000 people celebrating the Pride Parade and Pride Week in San Diego. It's a great event for our community, it's a great event for our local businesses, and it shows the best of San Diego to the entire world. SDPD has been doing a fantastic job with event organizers to ensure that this year's parade and festival is safe, as it always is, and that it is welcoming for every San Diegan and for visitors to attend. So I want to give a particular thank you to our SDPD, who is out there working very, very hard. We are also here today to stand united in the ongoing fight for equality. And because Pride is more than a parade, it is a demonstration of our commitment to be a more inclusive and a more just society. This year marks the 50th anniversary of the Stonewall riots, and it is a moment that launched the modern fight for LGBT rights. And in 50 years, we have come a long way as a country. We have gone from no openly LGBT elected officials to several who serve in high-ranking positions across the nation and across the state, and of course right here in the city of San Diego, including City Council members Campbell and Ward, who are here with us today, as well as our City Council President, Georgette Gomez. And let's not forget, of course, our leaders in Sacramento, Senator Pro Tem Tony Atkins and Assemblymember Todd Gloria. And as co-chair of the Mayors for Freedom to Marry, I was proud to provide a very strong voice on behalf of San Diego in support of making marriage equality a right for all Americans. Yet, despite the progress that has been made, LGBT folks still face discrimination. So today, we are here to voice our support for a historic bill that would change the lives of millions across our nation, the Equality Act. It will prohibit discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity in areas such as employment, housing, and the judicial system. California already has these protections in place, but that's not enough. Every single American deserves equal rights. The Equality Act already has won approval from the U.S. House of Representatives in May, and now it awaits action in the United States Senate. So I stand here today to show my support for equality and the Equality Act, so we can give every American an equal shot to succeed in this great nation of ours. I am a very, very proud ally of our LGBT community. And I want to thank the LGBT Pride and its executive director, Fernando Lopez, for leading the charge locally on this important issue and so many others. And as always, I look forward to marching in this year's Pride Parade to celebrate our community and to celebrate as we come together as one San Diego, as one city, and that represents the best of who we are. So thank you all for being here today. It's going to be a busy, a fun, and a very exciting week. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. And now Fernando.
Wow, thank you to our mayor. And I also want to thank and acknowledge one of San Diego Pride's founders, is Nicole Murray Ramirez, for being with us today. We don't have pride because we are free. We have pride because we are not. Systemic, legal, and social oppression. That is what our community was fighting 50 years ago at Stonewall, and that is what we are still fighting today. In 1969, our community was considered to be mentally ill, our love was devalued, and the ways we expressed gender and intimacy were criminal acts. Over the years, our bars were raided, our young ones were ejected from families, and our people were fired from their jobs. But in the summer of 1969, our LGBTQ community found power and fought back against police brutality. And the momentum didn't stop there. The first prides in San Diego were held at a time when it was legal to lobotomize gay men in the state of California. And those folks, many of them hid their faces with paper bags to protect their identities, their careers, and their very lives. Over the decades, San Diego Pride and the city of San Diego have been at the leading edge of the fight for our community's rights and protections. We stood up to the Briggs Initiative discriminating against our LGBTQ teachers. We loudly protest our government's lack of action during the HIV and AIDS crisis. We brought visibility to our LGBTQ service members during the fight against Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and just this week, counteracting Trump's transgender ban. We helped to reform our school systems to make them safer for our next generation of LGBTQ youth. And we took to the streets to win back the freedom to marry in this state and across the country. And while our victories have been many, our setbacks have been painful and too often had dire consequences. When we look across our country and see a people that are divided, we look at our administration and see consistent policy attacks and anti-LGBTQ judicial appointments that further threaten to undo the gains that we have made. And that is why I am humbled and honored to stand here today as a queer, non-binary, Latinx, Jewish, first-generation U.S. Mexican-American, former homeless youth, and progressive executive director of San Diego Pride, standing here with our Republican mayor, Kevin Faulconer, who is a champion for our community. Because we know that as we stand together, San Diego has been and continues to be a model for the rest of the nation. That passing the Equality Act is a critical and important nonpartisan step that our country needs to make to support our LGBTQ community in all 50 states. And this is what is possible when we meet one-on-one and engage with each other in compassionate conversation to find common ground. We stand on 50 years and longer of our movement, and today I couldn't be more proud to be a San Diegan. As we prepare to celebrate pride in our community and our city, I hope we take time to reflect on the gifts that have been given to us by the Stonewall generation and their work and sacrifice. I hope that we recommit ourselves to approaching our own legacy with intention, so that way the next 50 years are even better than our last. Thank you again to our mayor, and happy Pride.
Fernando, thank you very much. I now would like to welcome to the podium Councilmember Chris Ward, who represents this district and is one of the 3 proud LGBT members of the San Diego City Council. Chris?
Great. Well, thank you, Bill, and thank you, Fernando, for that history and those personal reflections. Thank you, Mayor Faulconer, for the introduction and your full support of the Equality Act. It's that kind of leadership that we need here in San Diego, working together. And as one of our out-elected officials representing Council District 3, I'm immensely proud to be a part of the legacy that includes people like Christine Kehoe and Tony Atkins and Todd Gloria. And now that legacy has been expanded to include 2 new members of our community serving beside me on the City Council, Councilwoman Dr. Jen Campbell and our Council President, Georgette Gomez. Pride is a celebration. It's a chance to gather, march, dance, and protest many of the ongoing injustices our community faces with a simple act of existing unapologetically in a space that we created for ourselves. It's also a reminder for the struggle for civil rights and the continued fight for equality. Pride is a riot. 50 years ago, those riots at Stonewall Inn in New York City launched our modern LGBTQ rights movement, and just a few years after that, San Diego Pride held its first march. Now, thanks to the dedicated leadership of San Diego Pride and its tireless volunteers, thank you to the hundreds of volunteers that are going to make this event successful this weekend, we are now celebrating its 45th anniversary, and it's grown to the country's 4th largest celebration of its kind. And while there's much to celebrate here in California, we are living in times and under an administration that is trying to erode all the civil rights gains that we have gotten and essentially erase transgender and non-binary members from the community. And that's why on Tuesday, we introduced a resolution in opposition to the transgender military military ban, and gratefully, my council colleagues supported that action. San Diego does not stand for discrimination, and we will continue to fight for the rights, respect, and safety that our trans community deserves, that we all deserve. And with that, we are looking forward to a lot of activities this weekend to reflect, to celebrate, to protest, and to enjoy each other as community. So to all San Diegans and to those visiting our city, be you, be proud, and be safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. It's now my pleasure to introduce Dean of St. Paul's Episcopal Cathedral, the Very Reverend Penny Bridges.
Good morning and happy Pride. It's a great honor to be included today in this august company and to be invited by the mayor to take part in this press conference as a representative of our San Diego faith community. I identify as a Christian, as a devoted ally of the LGBTQ community, and as a voice for the people of faith in this city. I serve a congregation whose mission is to love Christ, serve others, and welcome all. We mean that. Our Christian faith is built on the foundational conviction that every human being is created in the image of God and that all are equally loved. Gender identity and sexual orientation are built into us when we are formed by God in our mother's womb. They are not choices. They are who we are. So they are part of that divine image that we reflect. The Equality Act represents a step forward in our culture as we embrace diversity and encourage inclusivity at every level. An Equality Act should not be necessary in this great country, where we value diversity and opportunity. But it is, because our LGBTQ siblings are still subject to discrimination, abuse, and prejudice simply because of who they are. And in more than half of these United States, such treatment is still tolerated. The idea that extending civil protections to LGBTQ people threatens anyone's religious freedom is ridiculous, and especially with regard to anyone who identifies as a follower of Jesus, who came to set us free. Every human being deserves to be free, free of fear in the workplace, free of unwanted attention in the public square, free of persecution wherever they live and move and have their being. As we observe the 50th anniversary of Stonewall this weekend, we are not celebrating a destination reached. We are remembering the beginning of a struggle that continues today, a struggle for our LGBTQ neighbors to be given equal protection under the law, a struggle for the freedom to love whom we love and to express our God-given identities as we choose. The Stonewall generation offers a legacy of liberation to those who today pursue the sacred mission of this nation to be a refuge, a safe haven, and a world leader in civil rights. Faith leaders in San Diego are partners in this mission, and I am proud to stand alongside others who share our determination to see all people truly free. Thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful Pride weekend.
Thank you, Reverend. And now we will hear from Monica Redmond, Lead Talent Acquisition Specialist at UC San Diego Health.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Monica Redmond. I'm the Lead Talent Acquisition Specialist with UC San Diego Health and Human Resources. I'm honored to be here today with Mayor Faulconer, San Diego Pride, and our allies in the LGBTQ community to support the Equality Act and stress the importance of having a work environment that accepts, accommodates, and celebrates the diversity of its team members. UCSD is grateful to the Equality Act, which stresses the importance and the need for employers throughout the country to not discriminate or allow anyone's sexual orientation or gender identity to hinder them from obtaining employment. UC San Diego Health and Health Sciences has over 18,000 employees. When you combine us with the rest of UCSD, we employ some 40,000 San Diegans, making us the largest employer here outside of the military. UCSD is incredibly diverse, and we work hard to ensure that all voices are heard and everyone's involved in decision-making. UC San Diego Health, we embrace the fact that having diversity in our organization is not only the right thing to do, but it increases creativity, faster problem solving, and overall employee engagement. I've personally worked for UC San Diego Health for almost 12 years, and I can truly say I'm proud to be a team member at UC San Diego Health. So we stand here today, grateful to be here. Thank you for having us, and we stand in support of health equality and equality more broadly. And one last thing, you all are welcome to apply for a job at jobs.ucsd.edu. Even you, Mayor. Thank you.
Monica, thank you. We're starting to wrap up the news conference, and thank you all for coming today. I would like to take a brief moment to acknowledge our partners in LGBTQ+ San Diego, Stories of Struggles and Triumphs. In particular, curator Dr. Lillian Faderman, who is one of the world's leading experts in LGBTQ+ history, and also our partner Lambda Archives of San Diego. This exhibition would not have been possible and would not be possible without the support of so many of the people who are standing behind me right now, and we're grateful for that. We welcome all to come and celebrate Pride, but we also invite you to come to the San Diego History Center to learn about how the San Diego of today has been shaped by its past, and to set the stage for the discussions about where as a community we are headed in the future. Thank you very much. Fernando, Mayor, thank you, and have a phenomenal Pride.